Expansion, 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 expansion. Welcome to that place you come to when you're ready to make a significant change in your world. And as you prepare yourself for the following shift, you may find that relaxing and going deeper into those unexplored recesses of your subconscious mind is easier to access than you may have thought. You can begin by becoming aware of your breathing. Are you taking long, slow breaths or shorter, shallow ones? What happens when you lengthen each breath? Does your relaxation process accelerate when you close your eyes and focus inwards? Are you aware of the moment when your muscles become heavier and you relax deeper into that comfortable state of ease? Or does the natural progression take you gently beyond that recognition? As pleasant sensations of peacefulness begin to embody you, there is nothing you need to do that can't be done through your ease and surrender. And as your level of acceptance to this ease increases, you can enjoy the sensations that this level of comfort evokes. And as you observe and endorse your introspection right now, your understanding of those things that you know and some that you don't may clarify and expand to define a new sense of self. A sense of self that comprehends the process of regeneration actualizing now. A sense of self that complies with the increase in vibration and frequency. And a sense of self that activates and mobilizes a new profile of self-evaluation within the context of the superior blueprint now being initiated. When you came into this world, you were pushed into it by a series of contractions and expansions that squeezed you into life. You physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually moved from one reality to another, leaving behind the space you had outgrown. A space that kept you in confinement, comfort, and constriction. Your life since then has been a series of contractions and expansions that have moved you from one reality to another, altering and amplifying who you were becoming, sculpting and refining the brushstrokes of yourself, and defining and redefining the aspects of your life. Each contraction and expansion has held within it the potential for growth and development. Each has held light and dark, known and unknown. At times, you've needed the introspection of the contraction to push you forwards into life. And at other times, you've embraced the interminable potential of expansion and the enlargement of your life. There may have been times where you felt stuck in either of these states, times you've not remembered how to move effortlessly into the next stage. And that temporary protective mechanism may have always dissolved in the face of your imminent growth. And as your subconscious mind listens now, the memory of that shift and the ease of its process from one reality to another can illuminate in your conscious mind. Imagine in your mind now your first conceptual process. Imagine being in your mother's womb, growing, becoming stronger, smarter, and bigger. Surrounded by the dark-souled waters within the amniotic sac, you began your process of life. And everything you are today began to develop in this space. You began so tiny and fragile, constricted by the space you grew to fill, but also held protectively within it. You felt the emotions of your mother, comforting, loving, nurturing, as she carried you within her expanding body, cradling you within her, and preparing you for the world you would one day become a part of. You had everything you needed for expansion in here, everything that would contribute to who you were to become. And as you got bigger and bigger, you developed a sense of awareness of the life that was going on inside and outside of your space. You may have heard the sound of water surrounding you every time you moved, or the sound of your parents' voices, muffled but recognizable. You may have been aware of your own growth and the diminishing amount of space available to you for further growth. Or you may have been content to feel secure and protected within it, knowing you were provided for so abundantly. In this space where your little body and mind developed, an activation of potential occurred, and the spark of life initiated something very profound. Within conception lies a secret yet to be discovered by your consciousness, a secret of creation that inspires and motivates the renewal process, a secret that unites what's been divided and repairs what's been fractured. This secret code that lies within you is the connection that adapts you from one reality to another and transforms all you've believed to be permanent. And each time this secret manifests its creative endeavour, pushing you from your comfort zone into expansion, you may begin to wonder new wonderings or observe surprising revelations that illuminate your speculation. You could remember ancient incitements, restore venerable ability, or re-establish valuable disposition. When the time came, your mother's body instinctively began the birthing process that helped you move from one reality to another. A new reality where you were held in the arms of those that loved you, rather than in the confined space where you'd been. And I wonder if you've noticed other processes of instinctual change as you've grown through your life. And I wonder if you've recognized those moments when you've shifted from one reality to another. Just like that instinctual response from our mother's body, life pushes us into one reality and pulls us into another so easily. And we can often notice immutable sudden change or slow deliberated conversions that work to benefit our entire organism on every level, always working in one way or another to lift us to greater vibrations of experience. Within your subconscious mind lies the blueprint for two expressions: the expression of contraction and the expression of expansion. And while both hold the potential for evolution, while one compels, the other dispels. While one introverts, the other extroverts. And while one shrinks, the other expands. Imagine in your mind that you can see an image of yourself you can observe yourself in this image, and you can notice your etheric field, your aura. You may see the colours surrounding your image, and you may see this energy field extending out a few feet in diameter. Maintain your focus on this energy field that surrounds you, and as you do, imagine a second energy field coming from within you. And this energy field is larger by comparison, much larger. Imagine it extends out much further than the first field, out as far as your mind will allow you to expand it. And see its colour as very intense, containing extraordinary depth. These two fields can overlap one another as you visualize them in your mind, but allow your mind to concentrate the colour into the larger field, intensifying it as it expands out. And you can see these colours as any that appeal to you. The expansion field of your etheric being has the potential to move you far beyond that which your constricted field relays. And although your constricted field is still active and functioning to benefit you in ways your mind may not even conceive, the influence of your expansion field's activity will supersede any lower vibrating energy patterns displayed by it. Now imagine that you can observe your own emotional body. Notice the parts that are hurt, broken or fractured as darkened shadows within this body. As the observer of your emotional body, rub your hands together to create healing warmth, and put your hands on these dark sections of your emotional body. Allow the light and warmth to decrease that darkness's intensity, bringing those areas back to light. Keep your energy and focus on these darker spaces until they've been restored to light. Speak to your emotional body as you do this, saying that you love it and you're always there for it, embracing it in your heart, nurturing it in your mind. Tell it that you're removing all the pain and suffering, and that it will be permanently freed from the past as the energy from your hands dissolves that darkness instantly now. As all the darker parts become light, put your arms around yourself and hug your emotional self. It's important that you can show your emotional body that you are available to them and that you acknowledge their suffering. This act of love in itself is enough to let go of being so hurt. Imagine you're in a very dimly lit room, one where you can just make out form, and visualize a ladder leading up towards a faint light at the top. Climb this ladder, working your way up to the light, and notice as you do that the light becomes stronger and brighter, completely dissolving the dark of the place you're climbing out of. Now imagine that you can see your brain, and imagine that you can see yourself as a very small version of yourself inside your brain. Imagine that you are at the base of your skull, at the point of your lower brain, the part of your brain that activates your fear response mechanisms. This part of your brain has kept your focus on constriction and survival, and you've grown in your life from unconsciously observing it. The lower mind has been like the womb you observed previously, the darker place where survival systems dictated your expression. It's kept you safe and warm, secure to some degree, in that it's been what you've known. Imagine in your mind's eye that there's an elevator in this part of your brain, and see this smaller version of yourself get into that elevator. As you do, you may notice there are several buttons for destinations that you could go to. Press the button that says Higher Mind, and as the doors close, the lift can transport your awareness to that new place. Once the doors open, you can observe the expansiveness of the level you have arrived at. Notice the lightness and space here. There's no limitation, no constriction. This is expansion, potentially waiting for your focus to create and recreate its expression. In an expansion state, everything becomes so much bigger. There is growth and movement forward, development, enlargement, and increase. Think about how fast you grew after your birth. You could know amplification, maturation, and expanse. And you would know accession, extension, and addition. The expansive state is one of electrical potential, a higher vibratory state of excitement and anticipation for what expression can bring. It evokes a sense of intoxicating probability, because the higher mind is the place where anything can and does happen. Your focus has permanently shifted to this area of your mind, and in so doing, you have chosen to activate a higher expression of being. From this mind, you may begin to see yourself in a new way, a way that provokes wisdom and security, confidence and dignity, articulation and self-discipline. The steam will rise, and positive self-regard you hold may shift your thinking to one of unequaled optimism. You are rebirthing yourself now from a 3D matrix to a 5D grid. Things that were not possible in your old reality are now probable in your new one. While you may at times remember how you operated in your lower thinking mind, every function in your body, mind, and soul will now revert that operation to superior methods of employment from your higher mind, and this will happen effortlessly. You may wonder how everything could change so easily, And while your consciousness wonders this, your subconscious can identify the message being conveyed here. And that miraculous change can be actualized before your eyes. The shift taking place in your consciousness now is one that awakens latent abilities that procure effectual manifestations of the most astounding surprises you may have ever seen. Supernatural phenomena are within your grasp. Major life metamorphosis is completing its objective. And synchronistically, you can find information leading you in ways that makes you smile. And I wonder if you'll see these things within 1 week or 3. And as you observe them, I wonder if they'll convey more trust or approval, more conjecture or intuitive knowing. All of this internal and external change can provide you with a sense of peace and comforting relaxation as it occurs. And you can know that the shift is happening on all your terms and conditions, understanding that everything you need will be advanced. If you've felt stuck in a constricted state, expansion will make this shift happen automatically for you and to you in a way that is comfortable and accepted by you. Your fears are unfounded. The feminine energy is carrying you, and the masculine chaos of the past has ended, as order creates the abundance your heart desires. This conversion can evoke soothing emotions of peace and accelerating emotions of happiness as they take place. And as you experience the transfer of energy from constriction to expansion, your joy will be renewed in the accompanied rise in vibration. Bring your attention back to your conscious awareness now, and as you wake from your relaxed state, you can notice the first signs of your transformation as they become apparent through your senses. Notice your breath once more. Begin to breathe a little faster while maintaining your state of relaxed calm. Notice the heaviness in your muscles becoming lighter. And as your full attention returns to your present awareness, you can open your eyes and wake up with renewed vitality and life.